Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Owen and I build WordPress websites using Elementor, Jet Engine and other plugins that people can follow along to. Hit a like, hit a subscribe there, make me happy and I'll produce more videos. Today's video we are building a one-page lawyer website. We're going to use the Elementor pop-up form. And I think the whole thing is going to be done with Elementor. I'm using Elementor Pro. So if you have Pro, this will be more than helpful for you. You can follow along and build with me. I may make mistakes, I may not, but I hope to have this built in about, I don't know, 50 minutes to an hour. And see how it goes. So let's get started at building our page out. Now, what I have done is I have already got my images ready. This is something you should really do beforehand. Get your images ready, have an idea of what your design is going to be, get your resources together, and let's get into it. So I have my media already uploaded here. There's going to be two lawyers on this site. These are just some background images for the content boxes. I have a logo here. It's not my best logo. I don't do logo design. I build websites. And it's just some icons here that I may or may not use. But let's get started and see how we do. Pages. I've already got my home page set up. And now what I've also done here, I'm going to show you something as well, which is really handy, is I've set up my fonts and I've set up my site colors using the site settings in Elementor. As you can see, I have my global colors here, and I have my global fonts. My primary font is Poppins, which is my favorite font. I have a secondary font here, which is Playfair Display, which is a sans serif font. And let's get going on this. And I think I'm going to use Elementor Canvas for this one, because we don't really need anything else. Right, I've also set my content width to 1200 pixels for desktop, and I will try and go through mobile as well, make this mobile friendly, because we should really be designing mobile first. Although it's hard to design mobile first in Elementor, but it's not hard to make it mobile friendly. So let's start. First thing we need is a section. I'm going to give this section a height. It's a box section. I'm going to give it a height. I have no gap as default. Minimum height, I think 400 might do it. I'll give it 450 just to give it something extra. Now I want more than one column in here. I want two columns in the top here, so I'm going to add a new column. This one here is going to hold the image of an attorney. This one here is going to hold some text. I actually think I need another column up here. No, I don't. I'm going to actually... I do. I need another column up here. This is going to hold the logo. Logo and some... what do you call them? Social media icons. So I'm going to start by giving this a background. Background first section there. Go to style. Oh, sorry, global colors. Here we are. I give it my primary color. There. Now I'm going to insert the logo image here. From the media library, I have my logo. Insert that. Now it's quite large. I don't need it or want it that large. So I'm going to just bring these across like that. In here, we will put some social media icons. Let's see. And there we go. Social icons. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Yeah, that'll do. You put in whatever you want or whatever you need. I want these to be circle. I'll leave it at 3 columns because that's what it is. I don't want the official colors. I want custom colors. Primary color. Again, I went the wrong way. Will be secondary color. And the secondary color will be, no, I want that brighter. Be that. There we go. Now, size, we don't need them that big. 16, which is the same size as the fonts that I'm using in the text. There's no padding, no spacing, and that's quite simple, quite straightforward. That is that done. I want to make sure that the section actually is, the vertical alignment is middle. And that is that bit now. I go to mobile. It's fine. On mobile, I will center these. I'll also remove a no column gap, but I do want to give a little bit of padding to the top, just to clear it from the top and the bottom. Give it 10 or maybe 20. I normally do 25 for everything actually, so 25 and 50 is my standard kind of padding that I use on a lot of sites. It's just as one thing you need to consider as well is being consistent with your padding and your spacing throughout the site or throughout your build, because if your spacing is different all over the place, you have like maybe 10 pixel spacing somewhere, or you've got 30 pixel spacing or 100 pixel spacing, and it's all different areas and different spacings, it really does look awful. You know, you need consistency throughout your pages, and they can look really good. So that's that part done. Okay, let's go. I'll just update that. And tablet. Tablet, I want to give this a little bit of padding as well, all around actually, I think. And I can I decrease the size of these on tablet alone? I can. Okay. Right, that's that bit done. Back to desktop, update that. Now I do want to give some padding to this actually on desktop as well. So top, I'll go 10 and 10. That's that part done. Right, now this section here, we're going to have two things here, and what I want is, I actually want these to be column position bottom, and I'll show you why I want that to the bottom now, because when I put in this image here of the lawyer, you will see now he's a little bit too big there, so we'll bring him, yeah, he's still a bit too big. 300 too small. Custom, I don't want him any higher than 450. Let's see how that works. Yeah, I think that can work. And get rid of that for a minute. Now I'm going to put a background on this as well. So I'm going to style. Background. Will I use a background image or will I use plain color? I use the primary color on this as well. I think that might work. Okay, so in here, I want to put a heading. Now, what I also want to do here is I want to have this vertical alignment in the middle. Our heading is here. And so we can see what we're working with. We're going to change this color to our secondary color. And we are going to put let me defense lawyer. I'm going to center this, and it's going to be H1. So I think maybe we could use the secondary font. I think we'll do. And possibly make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think 36 there is fine. Now, that's just, I don't know what it is with law websites. This font just seems to work. Now, I'm not doing anything special here, actually. I'm going to get some sample text because this is just design build. If you're building your own site, you'll already have your own text ready and available, or at least you should. So I'm just gonna generate some text here in lipsum.com. It's absolutely fantastic website for getting sample text and sample content. And I am just going to take a line of sample text, and I'm going to put it into a new section right here. Paste that in there. And it's going to be div. There is no need for anything else. The accent color. Now, what I want to do is typography, just text, and I want to center that. Now, as you can see, it's a bit stuck there, so I think I will put a bit of a padding on our margin on the bottom of this of 25. Or do I even need 25? Is 25 too much? No, I think that'll do fine. I want to put some buttons below this. I want to put a contact button below this again. So let's hit button, pop that in there. Now what I also want to do is I want to keep our spacing good. So I'm going to put another 25 pixels there. So we have good spacing. And here we're going to center this. Now, I don't know, maybe I should put all these to the right or left. We'll see now in a minute. Free consultation. Size, icon spacing, no icon on this. Right, so typography is primary. Going to leave it bold, make it uppercase. I think that's fine. Background color on this we'll make gold. Text color stay white. Or use the accent color. No, I think we'll just go with white on them buttons. Border radius, we don't want a border radius, we want it at 0. And there is no border. And there is no box shadow, or maybe it will put a border. Yeah. Border type solid. I'm going to put a white border on this. White. I think that might do it. Yeah, that's fine. So now we have our header pretty much complete. We have a picture of an attorney here. Now what I want to do, actually, one more thing. I want to do just to separate these two a small bit. I'm going to put a border on the top. And I'm going to make it 5. And I'm going to make it gold. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for that. Right, let's update that. There's the top part of our site. And we're 15 minutes into this already, so we've got to move faster. Next section. We're going to have 2 sections like this. This section will have a image, like so. I have image here already. We're going to use something like this here. It's too big. We don't need it that big. Actually, I'm going to bring in the content. We're going to make it 800. I think. Put some text in here. I have my sample text over this side here. And we could probably use a little bit more to fill that space. Maybe a little bit too much. Now, as I do, take this and I go my top and bottom 25, which I think I'm going to go 50 for this for between sections. And that is good there. Okay. Now, my next section is going to be, actually I want to show you something I want to do here as well. I want to go to styles, shape divider. On the bottom, I want it to be just tilt. I'm going to make it the accent color like so. I don't just want to move it like that. So this next section will now be practice areas. So we're going to need 4 of these, aren't we? Let me just delete that and start again. Much quicker than adding 4. Here we go. We have 4 sections here. There's no gap between the sections. One more up here, which is going to be a heading. Let's start with the heading. First, let's give it a background so we can see what we're working with. Background color is going to be our accent color. Excuse me. Okay, heading. Let's see now. Put this in here. Doesn't matter. I mean, this is just going to be what can this be? Our practice areas. Yeah, we center that there. Leave it as a H2. I'll put a little, just a little bit of sample text below that. This is really up to you whether you want to put stuff like this in or not. It's going to be a div, or call it P, whatever way you want. I use divs mostly, so in here, going to go typography. I'll use a secondary text like that. Now, like I do on everything else, I want to give this or padding or margin, whichever you want to do. 25. I think 25 might be too much on this. No, it works. It works. It's okay. Now, on the bottom of this, I want to give it a padding of, I want to go 25. Because this is also going to have a padding of 25 on the bottom and 50 on the top. That's our 50 padding between here and here. And our background is going to be our secondary color. No, it's not going to be our secondary. It's going to be our accent color. So that's good. Right, now let's see what we're going to do here. I want 4 boxes with practice areas in them. I'm going to put an icon, a small bit of text, and a contact button. I think that might work. So let's get started on that. I also want them all to be the same height. So let's first need a background image. Let's give it a background image. I have some images here. I'll use whichever one shows up. Inside this, I'm going to have a an icon. Now I actually have, I'm going to just use these. Now I have, I'm just going to use the two icons across everything here. There's no preference on what I'm going to use. I'm going to have a heading here for the practice area. Whatever it is. I'm just going to put sample text. I don't really, you guys will know what you want to put in here for your practice areas. I'm just going to use sample text just to speed up. Div style text color. Are we going to use that color? Or are we going to use this color? Or maybe we're just going to go with white. I think we're just going to go with white on these. Yeah, white. And we center that. It's fine. And we will go with size 18 for that. Then we're going to put some more sample text in below this. I think I'll use the text editor. And I'll grab a couple of lines of text to put in there. Oh, there's already some there. Saves me having to add any. It was actually the same text I was going to use, so we're good. That'll be center. Text color will be our secondary, our accent color. Now I'm actually going to change the typography of this, and I'm going to go with our secondary. Nope. I think our primary is going to work here. Now what I need to do with this is add some padding. There's 10 all around there. Then we're going to go top and bottom. It's going to be 25. 25. Now let's change its color. There's actually one other thing I would like to do here. And that is give it a background overlay. And we will just use the primary color for that. Now this is all readable. And I want my icons to be my secondary color. And I want to have a margin on the bottom, 25. Margin on the bottom, 25. That's what we have. And I think I will actually, after all my work, taking shortcuts to put all these in, I'm going to delete. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to delete, and I'm going to delete. I mean, you can have as many of these boxes as you want, as many as you think will fit across nicely. If you have different practice areas, you might do 2 layers of these, so you have 3 boxes on top, 3 on the bottom. I'm just putting 4 here because I think 4 works well. You know, it doesn't look so bad. Now, I am going to do something here on this particular one. I have a column gap. I'm going to call it, it says default. I'm not going to go default, I'm going to go narrow. No, that doesn't work. I forget. I forget. Oh, you know what it was. Hold on now. No gap. We are going to put a border, the same color as the background. So we're going to go border type solid. It's going to be on the right. It's going to be 2, and it's going to be the accent color. Okay, then we can go copy, and we can paste that style here, and we can paste that style here. So now we have our gap. Let's update that. Let's take a look at it on the front end. Yeah, it's not too bad. So it could be worse. So what do we need next? Next we need to put in the team members. So we're going to put another column here. Now, notice where we put the, what do you call them? The shape divider on the bottom of this section. We're now going to put one on the bottom of this section. I think we're going to go the opposite way with this one. So shape divider, bottom, tilt. Now we don't want to go that way. I want to flip it so it goes this way. Now we need that to come down a bit further, and we need to get out of there. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that at all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add this new section. This will be let me duplicate this section up here and drag it down here. And what I'll do on this particular section is, this is going to be our team, and a little bit of text here. I just shorten it up because we don't need it to be super long. And now this section is going to have the shape divider. Be on the bottom. It's going to be tilt. It's going to be flipped over. It's going to be like that. It's just to give a. Let me see what the height of this one is. I cannot remember. 78. So I'm just going to make that 80, just so we can have these both nicely even. And we do a shape divider, bottom 80. Now we don't want it going through the text, so what we're going to do on the bottom here is we're going to increase the padding, and I'm going to bring that up to 80 because it just works better, as you can see. Now, next section. No, let's fix this. Finished with the shape divider, bottom, color. Then we go with the gold. I don't know if the gold is a bit too much now. Maybe a little sort of a light gray, maybe. Okay, let's take this color here, and we're going to make that the background of our next section. Now, this section is going to have this section is going to have the two layers. So we need to have two columns, and we don't want them out so far, so we're going to bring these into 800, the usual padding top and bottom. I don't know, 50 and 50. And first thing I want to do here actually is I do want to bring this down more. I will show you why now in a minute. Maybe even more again. Because I am going to raise these back up into here. Which means I do not need so much padding on this on the top. I can actually have 0 padding on top because I do not need it. Now, first things first. Let's get our lawyer's images in here. I have our circular images. We have her. And we have, let's duplicate that, Pop it in here. I'm going to change that for him. So now we have our two lawyers in there. Our next step is we need to get some, put the lawyers' names and a little bit about them. So let's bring a little heading down here. Jane Doe. We'll center that. We don't need it to be so close, so let's put the margin on the bottom of there, 25. And then below this, we are going to put, wrong button, we're going to put some text area in here. Should already have some sample text, that's perfect. We'll center that. That's good. And text color, our primary color. Typography will not be that, it'll be primary. No. Accent, no. Text, yep. Now we want to put another spacing below this, another 25 pixels there. Now what I want to do here, I'll show you once I'll just duplicate these parts and put them across here for John Doe. And I'll duplicate this and bring it across here for John Doe. So, Jane and John. And put some right on the bottom. Now, this. That was not going to work. But it's fine. It's absolutely fine. What I really wanted to do was kind of bring this along here, but I had a different idea in my head that simply did not work. So instead, I am going to make a little change here to this. I'm going to put a shape divider in here on the bottom. I'll call it tilt. It's going to be white. I don't think it needs to be so low down. I think, yeah. What did we say? 80 was it? I'm going to do a little something like this. I'm going to change the background color of this to white. Okay. Now I'm going to bring it back up to 80 or maybe even lower. I want the top on this as well to be 50. On this one, maybe I will get rid of that. Padding on the bottom. Yes, that makes more sense now. And I can get rid of the shape divider. On this one, this is what happens when you don't prepare anything. You just go with the flow with no design in this. It's just going with the flow with no shape divider there. But we will put it here because I wanted to go through those pictures. Top shape divider, no tilt. I want to flip it over. And that to be 80. What I'm going to do here slightly is this. I don't want these to be on the same level. I'm going to put some padding on the top of this one. 80 padding. It just gives a little bit of, I don't know. Kind of tends to work. Seems to do the job. So that's our lawyers there now. Below this, I want to put in maybe a video or something like that. So I'm going to add another section here. Excuse me. I'll put 2 items there. Advanced, I want top and bottom 50 and 50. Now, in here, we're going to have a video. I had a link for a video there. Here we go. Now, this is just sample video. You would obviously put in your own video in here. So I'm going to put video. It's just sample background video. There's no autoplay, so that's turned off. Player controls. We don't want them either. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. If anyone wants to play the video, it'll play right here in the screen. That's fine. Now I want to put a background on this. I also want to put a background image. So let's go here. We're gonna go background. Background image. I think. Let me see. What have we got? Yeah, I think this will do. That's fine. Now we're gonna go background overlay. And we're going to put our secondary color. No, a bit too much. Primary color. Yes. We want this to be just sort of seen, but not seen. There we go. Now, heading. Center. H2. Text color, secondary, accent color, typography, secondary. Now I want to put all this in the middle. Oh, not the bottom, I said the middle. Some sample text in here. Center that. Text color. Also secondary, and next I want to put in a button, and I'm going to center that. Free consultation. Let's go style this. Typography, primary. Text color, the accent, background color is the gold. Border radius will be 0, because I like my buttons not to be that way. Right, let's give this a bit of spacing. Margin bottom 25. Same with this 25. And that is that little bit done. So as you can see, it doesn't take long to build a site like this. I mean, maybe not this, but just over half an hour. And yeah, you can get a lot done in just half an hour, you know. And then we stick in a footer. We're going to use our primary color in the footer. Going to give it some padding, top and bottom of 50 and 50. I'm going to add our logo in there. I'm going a bit hoarse. Let's stick the logo in there. Maybe a bit too big. Maybe too small. With a custom size, don't any more than, say, 350 wide. Yeah, that's more like it. You can add anything you want in here. So you could add you could put your address on Main Street, some city, town, and zip code. It does not have to be H2, of course. I mean, everything is really preference. And we can put I think, that might do it. Throw some social media icons in the bottom here as well, just to have them in there. Same ones, yeah. Center them, style them, custom colors, primary color, that, Quantum circle. Centered. I don't want them filled actually. So what I might do is just do this. And I'll make these primary color like so. I don't make them so big. Size 16, 18, yeah. Now let's put a margin on the bottom of this. 50. 25. Okay, so I mean that is that piece done. I mean, it's not looking so bad. I mean, sure you can fill it up with more text and add some more sections, but this is just to give you an idea. I mean, you know, idea of what you're doing, or of how easy it is to put a site together. You know, it doesn't take a huge amount of skill to do this, and that's the great thing about Elementor. It you can do things very quickly and easily. So what I want to do here now, I want to do the free consultation pop-ups. I want to make the pop-up form. Let's go check this out on mobile actually. So it's gone all the way down to the bottom. So on mobile, we need to put way more spacing in here. Let's resize this to make it fit properly. There we go. Now spacing on top here. We go like this. Some spacing there. Definitely some more spacing below this. Let me go here. No, not that one. I want this one, yes. I don't know, I think I can leave the text the way it is there. It's all good. It's all looking okay. Now these have a border on the right. So for mobile, we are going to put that border on the bottom. Same with this one. And same with this one. We have our team. They look fine. Okay. Happy with that for what it is. Now let me go back to the dashboard and quickly build a pop-up form and link it to the buttons on the page. So new pop-up, consultation form, create template. I think I spelled that wrong. I didn't even look. So anything here I can pick that might work. Oh, I don't know. That's not a plain form. This one looks nice. This one actually almost suits our colors too. Now, remember, this is mainly for mobile, so although I am concerned about desktop, I prefer to be more concerned about mobile. So, this looks terrible. put a margin below this, 25. I'm going to call, now actually this is an image. I don't want an image there. I don't care for images. No, actually I do care for images. Let's put our logo there. Why is it so small in there? Is there something stuff? Haha. It's 100%. Right. You can put some text here. Whatever you want. Kind of stay for a free consultation. I don't want any of this stuff here. The newsletter. I don't want those links there. I don't need them. Get rid of that. This is all over the place. Get rid of that. And I can get rid of this. Now, our form, we have one. We're going to have name. Now you can make your forms whatever way you want to, and I need to learn to spell. Name placeholder is the same. There's going to be no labels on this form anyway. Duplicate that. Phone number. And we want the message. So this is going to be a, where is it? Where is it? Text area. Case details. Now I think that's it. You can work out your own what to do, what actions after the form is done. So I'm going to publish this. There's no condition, save and close. And let's go back to the dashboard. Back to our pages. Edit this with Elementor. Now our free consultation button is going to link to a pop-up. I'm going to choose the pop-up. Consultation, I think we call it free consultation. What do we call it? Yeah, free consultation template, right. Update that. Go down to our next one here. We have another one here. And this is going to be a link to a pop-up, which is going to be the free consultation. And we'll save that. Now, I didn't design the pop-up form in any particular way, so I mean, I could have gave it the branding colors of the website, but I did not. So that's it there. Pops up to fill in the details, they hit send. Very simple, very straightforward. They can link to their social media sites. There's one thing I do want to put in here actually that I didn't put in, and that is a back to top link. So something I haven't done yet. I'm going to put that down here actually as a where can I put it? Where can I put it? I can actually put it right here. This is a very simple thing to do actually. You don't have to go into whole sorts of JavaScript or jQuery to make this happen. It can be quite simple. You create a button or a link or icon, whatever you want. Let's go with an icon. I'm going to put that here. I'm going to style it first so we can see it. And we're going to change it to a arrow pointing upwards. Insert that there. We're going to bring it all the way over here. Now, this is what we're going to do with this. First, we're going to link it. We're actually going to link it to the top section. We're going to link it to here. We need to give this an ID. I'm going to call this top. Well, that wasn't hard. And then we're going to go down here to our arrow. We're going to link this to top. Dead easy. Okay, but we don't want that arrow to show only when we get to the bottom. We're going to show the whole way down. So we go into positioning. Position absolute, sorry, position fixed. Now it's at the top there. We don't want it at the top at all. We want it at the bottom the whole time. See it there? That's it. Update that. Let's go back to the top of this. Refresh. And there is our little arrow. Just sitting out there. We click on that, it brings us back to the top of the page. We click on this, it gives out our form. And that is one page attorney website. But yep. This is what you used to pay people for, pay hundreds, sometimes thousands, depending on who you hire, to build simple pages like this. But you can do yourself for just the cost of the plugins that you use or the hosting that you have it on. So hopefully you might have learned something there. Obviously you can use your own designs, or you can go through this design. Doesn't bother me. Use it as a learning tool. Work with it, and happy building.